Today, I ended my relationship of 2 years.
Women are using the Barbie movie as a litmus test to evaluate their male partner's views on feminism. It's like the new question on a first date or your dating profile. What are your thoughts on the Barbie movie?
This is a different type of video, and I honest to God did not think I would ever see the day when people who were supposed to be grounded in reality and who usually tell others who criticize the movie harshly that they should relax because it's just a movie, bro, would be the ones determining whether or not they should end their long-term relationships based on a fantasy movie about life-sized Barbie people. Barbie's a 2023 fantasy comedy sort of movie. Movie blew up obviously because Barbie is a very nostalgic, iconic property, and Margot Robbie is also beautiful. I mean, I watched the movie just for her, and I freaking hate Barbies. Had she not been playing in it, I would not have been the least bit interested. But the movie was so heavy-handed with the freaking men are trash message that it almost came off as some kind of parody or satire. Nevertheless, it was an entertaining and fun yet toxic movie. I did a review of that, so you guys can check it out. I watched the movie, I enjoyed it, it was freaking bizarre, and the concept was actually pretty interesting. It was colorful, full of verve, the songs were nice, and I absolutely loved Ken as the anti-villain, anti-hero sort of thing, and Margot Robbie killed it as Barbie. That being said, after I watched it, I just pushed it and kept moving. Oh no. That wasn't enough for some people. Some smart women decide that they wanted to break up with their boyfriends after watching the movie. I'm sorry. One person said, take your boyfriend to see Barbie. If he doesn't understand the movie, dump him. Can you imagine if guys did that to us? Where they see a manly movie and it completely favors men and shines women in a completely bad light, and then they force you to go and then claim if you don't understand the movie, then they just dump your ass? You know what I'm saying? Like, in what world does that spell high-functioning intellectual person, or cognizant being, or mature adult? This is just so wild, I had to talk about this, and so I'll be responding to some of the stuff that people say because I figure that would be the best format for this.
Said Nicole Hofler, who posted about her boyfriend's reaction to the film. Many women are encouraging each other to watch the movie with their boyfriends to see if they can understand or appreciate its feminist message. Those who have supportive conversations about feminism with their partners consider it a positive sign, while some women realize their partner's lack of empathy and compatibility after watching the movie led to breakups.
So, it's so wild to me that if the man doesn't appreciate the message, or he doesn't like the movie, that you would hinge your entire relationship based on a movie about a fantastical organism based on a toy that's not catered to men anyway. Honestly, I think these dudes dodged a bullet. As a girl, call me what you want, but when I watched the movie, even though I enjoyed it to an extent, I completely saw where this movie just fell apart in terms of the messaging. To a preachy, condescending level that was distasteful to me as a woman. It honestly shed the representation of females in a very bad light, in my opinion, and made us all look like snobs. Like it is required for us to put down men in order for us to be elevated. And I'm not down with that. I can be strong and independent all on my own without shitting on men. Are there bad men in the world? Of course there are, but there are also bad women. And for the movie to be so disingenuous to make it look like the reason why everyone in a first world country having first world problems is so apparently oppressed is because of men is just really wild to me.
Closer I am to find.
They did a good job of the marketing of this movie to hide all of that in the trailer, to be honest. Good lord, is it a sad state when women who are supposed to be intelligent and are supposed to be representing feminism are telling people to dump their boyfriends if he doesn't like a movie that shits on him for being a man and for not being a doormat and being ultra submissive.
Women say that part of the shock comes from the assumption that men who are willing to engage in supportive conversations about feminism are just hard to come by. Teresa Arzate said her ex-boyfriend's reaction in the theater was a wake-up call.
That was a wake-up call for you? If watching a movie and your boyfriend not liking it or not agreeing with it becomes your wake-up call after dating him for a while, then I'm sorry, you have no business being in a relationship, because I'm pretty sure you should have realized your wake-up call or red flags from way before then. Ugh. Can you imagine if men watched movies and they decided, you know what? These girls in this movie that are badass and taking care of themselves and look amazing and are still treating their men with respect, my girlfriend doesn't do that. Let me see if she agrees with that or if she even wants to see the movie, and if she doesn't, then I'm gonna dump her ass. And if she doesn't agree with the movie, I'm gonna dump her ass. And if she finds the movie offensive, I'm gonna dump her ass. Can you imagine the ultimate mayhem that would incur if that was the reaction of men? Even if men act pissy about certain things they see, it's never a reaction of them to just by default knee-jerk dump their girlfriend over, I'm sorry, I know, this sounds freaking bizarre, a movie!
There were certain parts where he was like, oh, are you crying? In dislike and total shock. And it just really upset me, said Arzate. Now we leave you with this question. Is your male partner Kana?
At this point, don't date any men, just date women. And you'll find that women are eerily similar, regardless of whether or not you're in a same-sex couple. Because the person who decides to break up with their partner over a freaking Barbie movie is most likely the problem. Barbie's ultra-feminist message portrays men in a negative light. Let's not mince words here. They are highly negative, and you think it's going to get better in the end, and it really doesn't. They do have some good messaging in there, but it's so overshadowed by 90% of the condescending, patronizing, and misandrous messaging that just gets lost in the ether. It oversimplifies these complex gender dynamics and perpetuates these harmful stereotypes, not just on the men's part, but on the women's part too. If you really want to preach about equality, that involves understanding all the multidimensional aspects of both genders and what they both contribute to society. That's where I thought this was going to go. And it seems as though the movie's narrative of women's empowerment, without, mind you, the women taking any accountability whatsoever, undermines the message that it's trying to convey to the audience. And all it ends up saying is women are perfect, and everything that happens, or every way that women act, it's automatically just men's fault. No matter what. That's what Barbie does. Now, this extreme reaction of women dumping their boyfriends over the movie Barbie because the boyfriend's opinions don't align with their own, all that seems to highlight is this really weird trend of intolerance. And it's mostly coming from the women's side because you don't see men doing that. Relationships are supposed to be built on mutual respect, understanding, and the freedom to hold differing opinions. I see like a lot of men, they have an opinion about something and their wife or their girlfriend might not share that same opinion. You don't really see the men breaking up with their girlfriends over it unless it's something that they absolutely cannot find middle ground on. And by that point, you wouldn't even be in the relationship anyway, because you know you're supposed to talk about these things before you even get into a relationship like normal adults would do. There are things that I hold true morality wise that I'm like, you know what, if this were the case, this is how I feel about this. And my husband feels completely different, and I respect his opinion and he respects mine. I'm not gonna divorce my husband because he doesn't agree with this very trivial thing. It's so stupid. It doesn't make any sense. And if that's the case, over a movie no less, then you ought not to be in a relationship. I think the other reason why people feel this way and they walk away with this very weird mentalities, not only because they're hyper gullible, which does not make us women look very good. These people are poor representations of women because it's basically telling everyone else, so if women go and watch a movie, they're highly gullible and stupid, so they're gonna see the movie that's a fantasy movie based on a fantasy concept and world, and they're gonna think to themselves, well, you know what, my boyfriend and my relationship must mirror what the movie does exactly. Can you imagine if men kind of treated you like that in real life as a result of them having those expectations from adult entertainment? Granted, there are some men that do that, but most don't. This movie did nothing to showcase companionship between a man and a woman. Where I thought it was going to be that, them being a team, it just ended up falling apart. And I think that's a really poor message. But you know what? I can't even blame the movie because it's not the movie's responsibility to preach to people or raise people's kids or change your mind. You are the one as a grown adult that makes those decisions from seeing a movie. And I think that people in my generation and younger are coming forward and their parents are not doing their job or something, because it's as though they cannot decipher reality from fantasy. You know, the whole reality versus expectation kind of thing. And it's like, dude, are you having a hard time compartmentalizing what is real and what is fake? That's why a lot of people get super offended over seeing certain movies. And these people that are dumping their boyfriends or ruining their relationships based on this are very hypocritical, because those same people have a problem with people not taking a movie seriously, but the movie doing well that happens to be at odds with what their moral compass is or what they believe in, and they'll get very upset at it. And then when people say there's no reason for them to be that upset or to gatekeep or insult the fans, they'll retort with the condescending line, "It's just a movie, bro. Stop being so deep. Stop being so in your feelings." But yet you are totally in your feelings because if your boyfriend doesn't like the Barbie movie, you're going to dump him. Are you for real right now? But you know what? This is not such a bad thing. Barbie actually has done really great things. Not just for the feminists who are using it as a litmus test, as they put it, but for the men. This is a great thing if you get dumped by your girlfriend because of this. This Barbie movie has single-handedly helped people to be ripped apart that have no business being together. If you do not believe that your man is for you based on the Barbie movie, then you know what? The Barbie movie did you a favor. And if you're a man who got dumped by his girlfriend or his wife because you didn't like the Barbie movie, this Barbie movie did you a huge favor in helping you dodge a really big life-size tampon bullet. Oh my god, you should be praising the stars above. You dodged this crazy-ass person. Because anybody who is not grounded enough in reality to differentiate a movie concept from real-life relationships has no business being in your life anyway.
Girls are breaking up with their boyfriends after seeing the Barbie movie.
One of the most brain-dead statements of the freaking century.
If you have not seen the Barbie movie yet, which I have not seen, but I eventually plan on seeing, it's filled with feminist themes that are meant to empower women, and their boyfriends do not like it one bit.
Just to clear something up, by the way, nobody that I know of, no guy that I know of, has a problem with a movie attempting to empower women. That's not why people don't like the movie. And they're acting as though this Barbie movie is the first movie for women that empowers women. There are so many other movies that honestly do a way better job at this than this Barbie movie could ever come close to.
Some women came out of the movie straight away to break up with their boyfriend, and others broke up with their boyfriends after they had said something negative about the movie.
Because those girls are insane and they're bigots. The actual proper usage of the word bigot is a person who is obstinately or intolerantly devoted to his or her own opinions and prejudices, especially one who regards or treats the members of a group such as a racial or ethnic group with hatred and intolerance. In this case, it would be the male sex. And probably any other females that have the same view. Out of curiosity, I wonder in a lesbian couple, if one of them said they did not agree with the movie, if the girl would break up with her girlfriend because of that.
One guy got dumped after he expressed that the Barbie movie was offensive to him. After they broke up, he stole all of her food and Dyson Airwrap.
Okay, that was very bizarre. I feel like there's more to the story there. I mean, at this point, we're just hearing one side of the story. But if he did do that, yes, stealing is wrong. Unless he believes that he spent the money on that and someone breaking up with him over a freaking movie warrants him taking back the stuff he spent money on for this person. Then again, regardless of whether or not you have a falling out over a stupid film, nonetheless, once you buy someone something, it is a gift, it is theirs. So I don't believe in take-backsies, but I could understand if a partner would feel as though the person breaking up with them for the sake of a Barbie movie and the disagreement as a result of watching such is freaking unhinged.
If you have not seen the Barbie movie yet, which I have not seen, but I eventually plan on seeing, it's filled with feminist themes that are meant to empower women.
Now, the reason I'm playing that over again is because the commentator is going to mention this next part, and I feel as though he doesn't really have a leg to stand on if he doesn't know the entire reason. It's different if you're talking about one statement from a movie and explaining why you think that statement is stupid, but when you're talking about the ire of people, whether or not they like or hate something, to really understand the full force and the full context of why they do, it would make sense to watch the movie, right?
The reason boys don't like the movie is because it's said to be designed to make men look like incompetent idiots compared to the females in the movie. But I don't get what the big deal is. They have one movie that's meant for them. Let them enjoy their movie. It's called the Barbie movie, not the G.I. Joe movie.
Well, there's one thing to be said about men looking very incompetent, because you're doing a really good job at representing that scope of the male sphere, which is not a good thing, because if you don't understand why people are upset about something, maybe you should watch it. You can comment on whatever you want to, but it doesn't really make you look like a credible source, and it doesn't make you look like a very intelligent being when you claim that you've not seen the movie, you plan to watch it, but you don't get what the big deal is of why men are upset or why people are upset, because it's not just men. You haven't seen the freaking movie. What are you talking about? You don't see what the big deal is because you haven't watched the movie. When people are telling me they really like a movie and I'm thinking the movie is trash or the show is trash, I have to go and watch it for myself to see. I can't just say, well, this is the case. I can report and say this is what people are saying, and if this is the case, I can understand why they are saying that, but let me watch it for myself. Or if somebody hates something, I will go and watch it myself to find out whether or not the hate is warranted. And a lot of the time, I can see where people are coming from, and there have been quite some times when I have enjoyed something. Absolutely enjoyed it. But I can understand where people are coming from, or maybe I can't. The point of the matter is, I'm not going to come out where people should not come out with brain dead takes if they haven't seen the movie. And you're talking about it and claiming you don't understand why these people are so pissed. You should just not be pissed because you should let these girls have this one movie. Excuse me, this is not the only feminist movie that's been made in our entire lifetime. Oh my God. I really despise this odious trend of people coming forward and pretending that they're the first female action stars ever, or this is the first time a person of a certain community has starred in a movie as a lead. And it's like, dude, we have the internet. It takes all of 2 seconds to look that up or just hear about it. These people act as though, and I'm not specifically targeting this one person, I'm just talking about people in general, talking about the statement itself, but people act as though they were just born yesterday and they've just come upon the planet, and whatever they see within their 5-mile vicinity of their freaking eyes, noses, and ass wipes or tit antenna is what exists, and nothing before that, nothing before them ever existed. The take is so buffoonish that I really have to sit down and wonder whether or not it's a joke, because I'm beginning to refuse to believe that people are just walking around with pudding heads to this degree. Us females have this one movie.
Really, bitch?
All you have to do is go on you can go on the feminist websites. Best feminist movies, just look at it. What are feminist movies? Half of these I don't even know what they are. But look, from 1940, 1993, 1962, 1974, Daughters of the Dust, 1991, 2007, Mad Max Fury Road, Ladies and Gentlemen, The Fabulous Go Away, Stains, 1982, Thelma and Louise. Half of these I don't even know what they are, and there's so many more. The Color Purple, Erin Brockovich. She's beautiful when she's something another. Wonder Woman, Clueless, Kill Bill, Persepolis, Orlando, Moana, On the Basis of Sex, Mona Lisa Smile, Little Women, 9 to 5, Born in Flames, Frida, The Piano, which I said already, Promising Young Woman, Iron Jawed Angels, Charlie's Angels, Lucy, Alien, Set It Off, Hidden Figures, The First Wives Club, Wild, Revenge, Monsters, another one with Charlize Theron. I don't even know half of these movies, but there's so many. The Joy Luck Club. I mean, what is this person and all these other freaking dog asses talking about? What in the hippo's gigantic freaking bra size are people talking about, bro? Like, what? Where? What? No, did this person just pop into existence all of a sudden?
They have
one movie that's meant for them.
It's giving Samuel Jackson and Brie Larson. It's giving let me howl super loud at anyone who's passing by these beautiful broads so they can notice me and I can be graced with their presence, but never actually be taken seriously by them. I'm sorry, like, I cannot take things like this seriously when people say things like this, because that's what it feels like. I'm not saying you have to agree with men on their take of the movie, but if you're gonna come forward and claim you don't understand where people are coming from because you didn't watch the movie, then watch the movie. And then you can come and say, well, I don't agree with that because I think this is what it is. And even still, one movie out of the many tens and thousands of movies, and you claim this is one movie made for women? Jesus Christ, bro. I don't even know what to say at this point. You obviously need to get out more. For people who are so informed and who have information at the ready of their fingertips, and it's not a matter of not wanting to find spoilers, because clearly people who make statements like this don't care about that. There's no excuse. Like, go watch it and then say what you gotta say. Lord have mercy. Anyway, I'm sorry, this was a different kind of video, but I was trying to keep it together. I always end up starting out really reserved, and I tell myself, I'm gonna stay like this. I'm gonna stay like this and just ride the chill train throughout the entirety of the video. And then my roots come out, and I'm just like, no, actually, the more I think about it, the more freaking mad I get. Like, it's just so asinine that it makes me mad. I don't know why. It just, Oh, Jesus. Okay, whatever. Anyways, that being said, going forward, if there are any movies that you watch, let me calm down. Sorry. If there are any movies that you watch and the freaking alien in the movie is like, you know what? I'm gonna tear apart my boyfriend's rib cage and rip out the insides of the freaking flappy thing that holds all the organs together and wear it as a freaking Balenciaga hat or something, don't do it because the alien is female and it's a feminist movie. Like, I'm pretty sure people should know by now that what you see in movies, unless the movie itself is saying it's based on a true story and it's a documentary, it's not exactly based in reality. It's about a Barbie comes to life from Barbie land, rides on some paper mache vehicles, and ends up in the real world as a life-sized human Barbie thing. And you're breaking up with your boyfriend. Okay, I can't do this anymore. I'm sorry. Thanks so much for watching. This has been Altiori. You ask, we answer.